I want to talk to you about banks that don't charge monthly fees. So here's a rundown I want you to pay attention to. So first, you have Ally, and with Ally, you have the Ally Interest checking account. And so if you have that checking account, you are actually not paying any monthly fees at all. That's really good. And Ally Bank actually has been in the business for a while now, and they actually are very good when it comes to offering pretty good services to clients. So Ally Bank offers an interest checking account with no minimum opening deposit or monthly maintenance fee, and the account also pays a bit of interest. I mean, really not that much. We have an entire show that actually covers the high yield checking accounts. But in terms of the fees, no fees. But in terms of interest, 0.1% APY on balances under $15,000 and a bit more, 0.25% APY on accounts that carry a daily balance of $15,000 or more. So the more money you have, the more interest you get. But again, it's not really that big, okay? But Ally Bank is primarily an online bank. They used to actually they used to have physical branches, but nowadays their business model is more online bank. So it doesn't matter where you are at, what city or what state you are at, you actually will qualify to become a customer. So that's really good. And Ally's interest checking account also offers the perks such as free standard and cashier's checks and access to all points ATMs plus great mobile app ratings. So that's really cool. I mean, again, as I said before, Ally Bank is primarily an online bank, so it's not a surprise that their mobile app really has received a lot of kudos. Okay, and so the yield here, just kind of recap things for you. Yield up to 0.25% APY, $15,000 minimum daily balance required. Otherwise, the APY is 0.1%. You have no monthly fees. Okay. Now there are no branches because this is primarily an online bank. But in terms of mobile app scores, you have on Apple App Store you have 4.7 stars, and on Google Play you have 3.8. So that's really good. And so what we love about Ally Bank is that you have free standard checks, no fee cashier's checks, and incoming wire transfers. So that's really cool in terms of flexibility. If you're looking for a bank that doesn't charge monthly fees, you want to think about Capital One. So with Capital One, you want to go for a checking account called Capital One 360 checking accounts. Okay, and this is really good because Capital One is a biggie when it comes to financial institutions. And but Capital One is not really it's not a national bank. Okay, it's not a national bank. They position themselves as an online bank. So you can actually qualify for to become a customer no matter where you live. And if you're looking for branches, they have branches located in 7 eastern and 2 southern states. So you can see that out of 50 states, they only cover 9 states, and the other 41 are not covered. But the way to play Capital One is to actually open an account online and actually have direct deposit into that account. And you want to use the relationship with them as a platform to actually apply later on for a credit card, loan, or a line of credit. Okay, because Capital One is a biggie, as you know, when it comes to credit cards. They have all kinds of credit cards, so that's really where the juice is at. And so Capital One charges no fees to open or use a 360 checking account, not even for foreign country debit card transactions. And mobile banking is streamlined and very easy to use. So that's really good. If you enjoy actually doing online banking, you will love this possibility. For example, let's say you are a sole proprietor, or you are just a worker, like you don't have a business, but you travel a lot, and your job sometimes compels you to travel overseas. You can use this card, the debit card that Capital One gives you, and you're not even going to be charged for it. In terms of ATMs, you have more than 70,000 Capital One, MoneyPass, and Allpoint ATMs. So the cool thing about this card is that in this economy, especially post-COVID, you have a lot of possibility. People are moving here and there. Even if you move from one state to another, that's not a problem because, as I said a little earlier, Capital One they actually have positioned themselves as an online bank, even though they are physically present in 9 out of 50 states. Okay, but what we love is just the name. Okay, Now, charges may apply for cashier's checks, check orders after the first set, which is free, or stop payments on checks. If you're looking for banks that don't charge monthly fees, I want you to consider Heritage Bank. And when you go to Heritage Bank, I want you to think about an account called eCentive account. So this is the account that they actually allows them to charge no fees at all. That's really cool. But Heritage Bank is not a national bank. It's basically it's based in the Midwest. So that's what it is. So the first thing you want to think about here is that you want to think about your geography. Now, even better, what we love here, they have an opportunity for you to open a checking account online. So even if you don't qualify in terms of where you live at, you are basically able to become a customer if you apply online. So Midwest-based Heritage Bank perhaps doesn't come with a cachet or brand recognition of the big banks, that's for sure. This is not a Chase Bank. This is not a Bank of America. This is not Wells Fargo. This is not a Citibank, but it does really offer a generous 2.02% APY on qualifying balances up to $100,000 on its free incentive checking accounts. And balances over that amount, however, receive a lower 0.14% APY. Also, to qualify for the higher APY on balances up to $100,000 as an account holder, you must make at least $500 in debit card payments or purchases each month, have at least one monthly direct deposit or automatic payment, and sign up for a paperless statement. So basically, the bank is trying to really reduce its fees vis-a-vis you, and you also, you have to play along, and for them to actually, be able to work with you. A $30 fee does apply if the account is closed within 6 months of opening. So be very careful here. If you open the account, you have to keep them for at least 6 months. Otherwise, you pay the $30 fee. And in terms of minimum deposit and balance requirements, $100 to open, no minimum balance. And in terms of yield, you have 2.02% on balances on up to $100,000. And the geo restriction I was speaking to you a little earlier about is that this bank has branches located in Minnesota, Iowa, and South Dakota. So that's what it is. Next, if you're looking for banks that don't charge monthly fees, I want you to consider NBKC. And when you go to NBKC, I want you to think about something called everything account. Everything account. So this is something to really think about. And what we love about this card is this account is that, or this bank for that matter, is that basically they are based in Kansas City, but you don't have to live there. You have the possibility to actually open an account online and still qualify. Of course, for their credit product, their loans, their lines of credit, their credit cards, you might actually need to have a connection with Kansas. Otherwise, for a regular checking account, not a problem. You can actually have this account, not a problem. And so, based in the Kansas City metro area, NBKC Bank offers an everything account that yields 1.50%. There are no minimum balance, overdraft, or maintenance fees, no fees on return items, stop payments, cashier's checks, or other services. So, plus, this online bank reimburses up to $12 a month for other banks' ATM fees. So you can be in New York, you can be in Georgia, you can be in Florida, you can be in Louisiana, you can be in Nevada, and still have an account with NBKC Bank. But just make sure that if you actually get charged if you get charged in ATM fees, the maximum they are going to reimburse every month to you is $12. So if you have more than that, you're gonna have to absorb the others. So this is something to really think about. And also, if you receive incoming wire transfer, let's say you are a freelancer and your clients actually would like to pay you via wire transfers, this will not cost you anything. So incoming wire transfers are free, but if you have to actually initiate wire transfers, in other words, if you have to be actually at the source of outgoing wire transfers, there is a $5 fee that applies on every wire transfer. So be very careful here. And what I want to say here is that you are able to have the yield here is 1.50% APY. And in terms of balance requirements, it's got to be minimum 1 cent if you want to earn interest. So you got to have something. You got to have some money in the account. If you're looking for a bank that doesn't charge monthly fees, you want to think about FNBO Direct. And when you go to FNBO, I want you to really consider an account called Online Checking Account. And FNBO actually is a great bank. I mean, they're based in Nebraska, but they have positioned themselves as an online bank. So FNBO Direct is the online banking division of the First National Bank of Omaha, and it really offers an interest-bearing free online checking account. And this is kind of cool. And the account requires only $1 to open and earns a 0.15% APY on all balances. What we love about the FNBO Direct is that they have a variety of tech products. They're really good. For example, they have a mobile app. They have also they give you the possibility to apply online for loans, lines of credit, or what have you, and they do not have any geo restriction for those credit products. So even if you're not based in Nebraska, you can still qualify for a loan with FNBO Direct through FNBO Direct, and you can also make sure that you get funded as soon as possible. Okay, and they also have credit cards or what have you. So that's really cool. And so fees are minimal, with no fee charged for monthly maintenance, overdrafts, or out-of-network ATM transactions. And so in terms of ATMs, you have over 55,000 all points ATMs. And this is really good. This is really good. And there is no fee, by the way, there's no fee for incoming domestic wire transfers. But there is a fee for outgoing domestic transfers. Domestic, okay? And so $15, that's the fee for outgoing, and for incoming, $0. And international wire transfers are not possible with this account. So if you let's say you have the account and you are thinking about initiating international wire transfers, either incoming or outgoing. Let's say you're a freelancer and you have clients in Europe, you have clients in Africa, you have clients in Asia, for instance, and you want them to actually pay you via incoming wire transfers. This will not work. So maybe you want to really think about another possibility. For instance, you can have a payment process such as Wise, TransferWise, or you can just go with Payoneer. So it really depends on how you set up your strategy. If you're looking for banks that don't charge monthly fees, you can also think about big banks, especially Chase and Bank of America. And when we think about Chase, for instance, you want to go for an account called Chase Total Checking. So Chase Total Checking. But the cool thing about Chase is that Chase is a national bank. Chase is the first bank in the nation. Chase basically is present in all 50 states, so you don't have to worry about geo restriction or geography in general. So Chase will take care of you, not a problem. And so a Chase Total Checking account with Chase Bank requires no minimum opening deposit, and the $12 monthly service fee is relatively easy to avoid. Of course, you have to actually meet certain requirements. And now there is, however, a high overdraft fee of $34. I mean, Chase is very clear in terms of making sure its customers are not actually or are not having too many overdrafts. The best way to actually avoid that is to actually have a line of credit. Now, back in the days, Chase used to have Chase to offer a personal line of credit and personal lines of credit. Now they have actually suppressed that offer altogether. And but the cool thing about this card is that basically with the account you get access to some unique digital features, including text banking, which allow you to check your account balance via text message. In terms of minimum opening deposit, $0. The balance requirements $1,500 in order to avoid a $12 monthly service fee. Alternatively, the service fee can be avoided by receiving monthly minimum electronic deposits of $500. So basically, this can be a direct deposit. This can be money coming in from a client. So if you're a freelancer, you have money coming in from a client. So that's really good. Now, this account, the total checking account, so the Chase Total Checking account does not actually yield anything. It doesn't charge. It doesn't pay any interest. So the yield is a zero. So something to really think about. And with Chase, I mean, you have more than 4,700 branch locations across the nations. In terms of ATMs, you have more than 15,000 fee-free ATMs. Fantastic, fantastic. Next, if you're looking for a bank that doesn't charge monthly fees, I want you to think about Bank of America. Specifically, I want you to think about Bank of America Advantage Plus Banking, and this is actually the checking service that really helps you out there. And Bank of America is kind of similar to Chase in the sense that you have a national bank that has nearly between 4,100 and 4,500 branch locations in the nation. So you have a bank that covers all the 50 states. So you are pretty good, okay? And Bank of America again has the breadth and depth of balance sheet to actually advance a credit product to you, whether it is a loan, a credit card, or a line of credit. So when you go to a Bank of America, I want you to think about a checking account called Bank of America Advantage Plus Banking. And so this is a checking account that requires a low opening deposit and a $12 monthly fee that can be waived in several ways. So while there is a $10 overdraft fee, as an account holder, you have the option to decline all transactions that would overdraw your account. So the bank gives you flexibility there, okay? And that's a refreshing initiative. And the bank's mobile app also comes with Erica, a virtual banking assistant. Okay, so minimum opening deposit for this account, the Bank of America Advantage Plus Banking, $100, and there is a minimum of $1,500 to avoid in terms of balance to avoid a $12 monthly service fee. The fee also can be waived by receiving a monthly direct deposit of at least $250 or enrolling in preferred rewards. I mean, the preferred rewards program is wonderful anyway. It doesn't matter if it's really great. In terms of ATMs, you have 16,000 fee-free ATMs, and the mobile app has been rated 4.8 to 4.6 to 4.8 stars out of 5 on multiple platforms. So that's really good, and so that's really so. Bottom line here is what. There is actually no point in paying for a checking account when a number of banks offer free checking. Online only banking is here, and the banks often charge no checking account fees and require no minimum deposit. Big banks may charge a monthly fee, but it's generally easy to waive by meeting simple requirements. So free checking is a smart choice, but it only works if your banking needs are met. So before choosing a checking account, consider whether you need access to ATMs, a checkbook, branches, and a 24/7 account information process. Some banks even pay interest on their free checking accounts, which can be icing on the cake. Just be sure to pay attention to the fine print. So here are the closing arguments. To this conversation, I spoke to you about banks that don't charge monthly fees. I give you the rundown. Now the closing arguments. The rundown, you have Ally, CapitalOne, Heritage Bank, NBKC, FNBO, Chase, and you have Bank of America. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.